Hey there, and welcome back to Alchemist Camp. Today we have the solution to challenge 1. So you may remember last time I gave you the challenge of writing a program that asks the user their name and then greets them by name. And if it's your name, then it has a special response. I'll show you the solution to it here. This uses only stuff that was covered in the last video, so you could have written something very much like this. We have one function called start, and it gets a name, puts it in the name variable, and notice we have the slash or the backslash n here so that the user types in their name on the line after it asks. We use string.trim again to get rid of the enter that they press after they type in their name, and case statement here. In the case that the name is Mark, that's my name, it says, wow, Mark is my favorite name. I was programmed by someone named Mark. And there's a wildcard here that matches anything else. And then it'll just say hi and use their name. Once again, trim to get rid of the enter that they hit after typing it in. And it's nice to meet you. Let's open up the terminal, iex.bat, since I'm in PowerShell. And we'll compile this module, greeter.ex, greeter.start, and hi there, what's your name? Sam. Hi Sam, it's nice to meet you. And say Mark, get the special answer. Okay, so this works. Now let's look at a few ways we can improve this. One thing I noticed right away is that line 6 is pretty long. It's 93 columns according to Visual Studio Code. Some places will set a standard and say, like, we're not going to go over 80 columns for any lines, and it's actually pretty common. So it's good to know how to shorten this up a bit, even though some other places might go to 100 columns per line. So the one thing you could do, the simple thing, would be just do this. Then the problem is the string that gets printed is going to have this new line, and it's going to have all this white space before I. We don't want that. We could use a different kind of string quoting like we did before. We could use a here doc. We could move the beginning of this down to the next line, so there's a little bit more space. Another thing you can do is you can concatenate two strings together. First, I'll show you how to do that in IEX, and then we'll do it in the program. So look here at the bottom, we have string 1, caret caret, string 2. That combines them. And notice there's no space between the 1 and then the S of the next string. So that's why I put a space here, so we'll still have a space between our sentences. And doing this should work exactly as it did before, but we no longer have the long line. And actually I've got to answer Mark, or else it won't trigger that path the code execution. Okay, all is good. Another thing we can do is, if this were a bigger program, maybe we've got the author's name written in several places, and it's a pain to update when we change the author's name. So what we can do is set that at the module level. Notice the @ sign, and then a name, which I chose, author, that's arbitrary. Then there's no equal sign. You just put the expression that this will evaluate to. Say Mark. So now anytime in this module when we encounter @ author, it's going to convert to Mark. And this Mark, wait a sec, did I double edit? I did double edit. All right. Author, okay. And this Mark will interpolate as author. It's not worth it if you only use it in one place, but if you use it in a bunch of places, this can make maintenance a lot easier. Okay, and let's line up these a little bit more nicely. Okay. Save it and recompile. Oh, got a mistake. Unexpected token end. So that probably means I didn't close a string somewhere. Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay, all is good. Another thing we can do is you don't actually need a case statement here because we only have two options. So let's do this a different way. Let's use if. If string.trim name do equals if string.trim name equals author do this same stuff we were doing before, and we don't need to bother with the line concatenation because it's now very short. And then else we'll do something if the clause with the in the if statement is not true. So if you just want to do one thing, you do if, do, and then end. But if you want to do something else, if the conditional at the top evaluates to false, then we do that in the else block. So if true, you do something. If not true, you do something else. All right, let's give it a shot. Sam. Hi, Sam. It's nice to meet you. Mark, special answer. All right, so now you've got a couple ways of doing it. All right, that's it for this lesson. So stay tuned, subscribe so you get more lessons, and see you next time.